All right, so how do we get started in the job hunt during COVID?
Actually, during COVID or not, job hunting always begins with knowing our objective. Whether it be the short term or the long term, we need to know what is our career aspiration, what are our needs, and therefore, how do we approach our search?
Okay.
Because a lot of people get thrown off or distracted by the fact that, oh, this is the COVID situation. But the thing is that the COVID situation is not going to be permanent. In the end, we will still have to go back to what do we want? What do we want for our career? What do we want for our lifestyle? And therefore, we need to look at the long term. I agree, there may be some short-term needs that we have to fulfill. Like, for example, we have to feed our family. We have to pay the bills. We have to get back to employment in order to restore our mental health. So there are some short-term and long-term things that we do have to consider. But in the end, career is always to be looked at as a long-term plan that we have to study and we have to understand to strategize.
Understand. So to sum up, I think pretty much we need to first have a long-term career aspiration and pretty much assess the current situation of COVID and have a short-term plan that may fit into the long-term career aspiration as much as possible. It may not fit 100%, so pretty much I think if it fits and we can pretty much leverage on it for our future long-term career aspiration, I think that is something that is important.
And if it doesn't, then it's a matter of when will we do a switch in order to go into the long-term, what I would call peace mode. Like for example, in this pandemic, we will go into a war mode where we do something in an emergency. We need to feed ourselves, we need to feed a family, therefore we do something as an emergency. But in the long term, we will go into the peace mode where we will start to think about what will I do that I want to do into the sunset.
Understand.
So looking at the short term and the long term career aspiration, even though it is during this pandemic that we are looking for a job.
It's pretty much quite important in the sense we need to balance between both and make sure that we are pretty much in the same correct direction that we want to go towards too.
Correct.